morning, Cyprus. Okay, so another recap session today, ready to move on to multiplication and division next week. So we are looking at multiplication mainly today, a little bit of division just to recap how we multiply and divide by 10, 100 and 1,000. Now, it's really important that we can do this, and this will give us a real shortcut when we come to using column multiplication, because if we can recognise when we can multiply by 10, 100 and 1,000, it will really save us time. It's a really important skill moving forward. So today you're going to be using place value knowledge again. You're going to be understanding how to multiply by 10, 100 and 1,000. We know that, and it's just a recap. Can we refresh our memory before we move on to looking at some more complicated multiplication next week? And we're going to be moving numbers in a place value grid to highlight how we do that. So let's think back. What happens to a number when you multiply by 10, 100 or 1,000? Who can remember in this place value chart what happens to those numbers? Okay, let's take multiplying by 10 then. 10, we know we're going to have to move one place to the left. Okay, so both of these digits will move one place to the left. So the 2 becomes hundreds, the 1 becomes the tens. And what do we do here? Who can remember what goes in here? What do we call that? Okay, so we're going to use a 0 and we're going to use that as a placeholder. So we know that 21 times 10 is 210. Okay, everything moves one place, we add one placeholder to that. Okay, so what I want you to have a think about is if we could do that by 10, what would happen if we times it by 100 this time? 100. How many placeholders have we got in here? 2, so we know we're going to have to move 2 places, okay, to the left. So we now are going to have our 2 becoming the thousands, our 1 becoming the hundreds, and we need to remember those placeholders. Those placeholders are extremely important, and they're going to be really important when we come on to column multiplication in the early part of next week. So we now know that 21 times 100 is 2,100. And this is just a reminder for us. So when you multiply by 10, all the digits move one place to the left, which is what we've just done. They then, if we times it by 100, they move 2 places. And by 1,000, they move 3 places. Now, remember our top tip. The number of zeros shows the number of places that you have to move to the left. So if we've got 100, 1, 2, we know we're going to have to move 2 places to the left. 1,000, 1, 2, 3. 3 places to the left. Okay, and that's the number of placeholders that we end up with at the end of that. What I'd like you to do today is to have a look at the worksheet, multiplying by 10, 100 and 1,000. Okay, and I will post a link to that worksheet onto Class Dojo, and I want you to just have a go at those. It shouldn't take you too long, and it should be a recap of what we've done already, ready to move on to new learning in the early part of next week. So if you finish that, okay, there is then an extension which you can come back to the video and have a look at this extension. Okay, so have a great day of home learning, and I'll see you at 11:30.